You're exhausted all day. You can barely keep your eyes open at work, you yawn during dinner. Sometimes you even feel like you could fall asleep sitting on the couch. But then bedtime comes, you lie down, and suddenly your brain wakes up. Your body feels tired, but your mind is wide awake. Thoughts start racing, your heart feels slightly more alert, and the more you try to sleep, the more awake you become. If this sounds familiar, you're experiencing something many sleep experts call tired but wired, and it's one of the most frustrating forms of insomnia. Because you're not lacking sleepiness, you're lacking the ability to switch your brain into sleep mode. Most people assume this happens because of stress or anxiety, but the real reason is much more biological. Your brain has something called an alert system, part of your nervous system designed to keep you safe. When it detects danger, uncertainty, or stimulation, it releases cortisol. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. Its job is simple: make you more alert, more focused, more awake. That's incredibly useful if you're dealing with a real threat, but it's terrible when you're trying to fall asleep. Here's the problem many chronic insomniacs face. Their alert system doesn't fully shut down at night. Even though their body is tired, their nervous system is still slightly activated, which creates the classic tired but wired feeling. Your body wants rest, but your brain thinks it still needs to stay alert. This often happens for three main reasons. First, neural overstimulation. Throughout the day, your brain absorbs enormous amounts of information: work stress, social media, news, notifications, conversations. By the time night arrives, your mind is still processing. And without the right shutdown signals, that stimulation continues into bedtime. Second, circadian rhythm disruption. Your body relies on consistent signals, light exposure, timing, activity, to know when it's time to sleep. When those signals become inconsistent, your brain struggles to properly shift into sleep mode. And third, cortisol timing problems. Cortisol should gradually decrease in the evening. But for many people dealing with insomnia, cortisol stays elevated later into the night, or spikes right when they're trying to sleep. This creates a strange situation where you feel physically tired but neurologically alert. And when that happens, traditional advice rarely solves the problem. People are told to drink herbal tea, take melatonin, meditate, turn off screens earlier. And while those can help slightly, they usually don't fix the core issue. Because the real problem is the alert system itself. Your brain hasn't received the signal that it's safe to power down. Think of it like a computer running to many background programs. You can dim the screen, but unless you close the programs, the system stays active. The key to solving tired but wired insomnia is sending the brain very specific neurological signals that it has time to shut down. Not through willpower, through physiology. One of the most effective techniques involves something called a neural reset. This interrupts the racing thought loop that often starts the moment your head hits the pillow. Instead of trying to suppress thoughts, it redirects your brain's processing patterns so they lose intensity. Many people notice their mind becoming noticeably quieter within about a minute. Next comes regulating cortisol. Not with supplements, but with a breathing sequence designed to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the branch of your nervous system responsible for recovery, relaxation, and sleep. When this system activates, heart rate slows, muscles relax, and your brain reduces alert signals. Then comes circadian calibration. Small environmental cues like light timing and pre-sleep routines help reinforce your brain's internal clock. Over time, this tells your body when sleep should naturally begin. When these pieces work together, something interesting happens. The wired feeling disappears. Your mind stops searching for stimulation. Your body releases tension, and sleep becomes automatic again. That's how healthy sleepers experience bedtime. They don't try to fall asleep, they simply drift into it. For people who struggle with insomnia, it can feel like sleep has become something you must chase. But the truth is, sleep doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from removing the signals that keep your brain alert. Once those signals disappear, your brain does the rest. And that's exactly what many people experience once they start using structured neurological sleep techniques. Instead of lying in bed for hours, their brain begins shutting down within minutes. If you've been stuck in the tired but wired cycle for months or even years, it's not because you re-broken. It's because your alert system hasn't been properly reset. And once it is, sleep can return much faster than most people expect. If you want to see the full 5-step sleep hacking method that targets the neurological root of insomnia and helps quiet the alert system before bedtime, I've included it in the description below. It walks through the exact sequence designed to calm the brain and restore natural sleep rhythms. Because when your nervous system finally powers down, sleep stops being a struggle and starts becoming natural again.